As a University of Phoenix instructor in Southern California, I have watched students struggle with the APA format. I believe that what students don't realize is that the APA format is nothing mysterious. If we break it down into its different components, we can learn how to use it by following a step-by-step approach. Now, the APA format is one standard for citation. There are other standards for citation. For instance, maybe you've heard of footnotes. Footnotes is an MLA style or standard of citation, whereas the APA format is a format that was created several years ago by the American Psychological Association. Now, it makes a lot of sense that University of Phoenix would adopt a format that was created by the American Psychological Association. Psychology is one of the social sciences, and many of the students at University of Phoenix study one of the social sciences, whether it's business, economics, sociology, criminal justice. Those are fields where a social science style of citation really is called for. Now, in the previous presentation, I showed you how to put together a reference entry for a book with one author. Another very popular source for evidence is a journal or magazine article. I've taken a magazine article from Forbes, which is a very respectable business publication, and I've taken that information and I've created the two-part format for every quotation that is put into a research paper for evidence. If you remember, the two-part format is the reference page entry and the in-text citation. Now let's take a look at what format is used for a journal or magazine article. Again, we have the author, and again, this is an article that was written by one person. Now we can also have an article written by several people, but let's take the easiest example first. We have the author's last name, a comma, the author's first initial. Then we have the publication information for that particular magazine. If I take a look at the magazine, I see that the magazine was published on April 23, 2012. Now, this formatting here might seem backwards, but this is the formatting that APA format requires. Then we have the title of the article. Notice nothing is in quotes, nothing is italicized. It's a little bit different than the way it's done for a book with one author. Jeff Bezos gets it. Now you notice that the J and the B here are capitalized, whereas the rest of the title is not capitalized. The reason for that is that Jeff Bezos is a proper noun. Then we have the title of the publication, comma, and then the page numbers for the entire article, not the page numbers where the quote falls, but the page numbers for the entire article. This is a 5 or 6 page article, so it runs from page 77 to page 82. Now let's move on to how we would cite this quotation in the text. Remember, every citation for APA format has both a reference page entry and the in-text citation. The two are really linked. So I can look at the in-text citation and I can see which source that refers to. Obviously, these two refer together because the author is Anders and the date of publication is 2012. Now, a sample in-text citation is kind of plain and simple, and I would recommend that you use a plain and simple version when you first get started with the APA format. But please know that you can actually spice it up and create some variety to the way that you write your in-text citations, as long as you use the same APA format and the same syntax. So we can write, with the passing of Steve Jobs, Anders 2012 believes that Jeff Bezos is the, quote, #1 CEO in America, unquote, space, parenthesis, page, period, 78, close parenthesis, period. That's the syntax.